Hello friends, in today's video we are going to learn about a very important topic of TYBCom, that is non-tariff barrier and its type. In yesterday's video I have explained about import quota and its effects. I have also given a video about TRIPS. So these two video will help you to understand the concept of non-tariff barrier very easily. So when you will watch this video, please watch TRIPS and import quota video also. So in today's video our main focus is non-tariff barrier and its type. So first of all we will learn what is the concept of a non-tariff barrier. So non-tariff barrier are a means of restricting import through measures other than tariff. It means non-tariff barrier are equipment, or we can say these are the means, these are the sources with the help of that we can easily prevent. Restrict means we can easily prevent import, but non-tariff barriers are different than tariff barrier. In tariff barrier the government used to impose taxes, but in non-tariff barriers they use such other sources which help to prevent import. Now what are the non-tariff barriers? So this include import quota, import licensing, voluntary export restriction, product standard and testing requirement, etc. So the first non-tariff barrier is import quota. Import quota means the maximum quantity of import of commodity fixed by the government. It means we can import only the quantity which is fixed by the government. If we will import excess than the decided quantity, that time the charges can be high. Import quota used to restrict and it used to prevent import, and because of import quota automatically our import decrease and it boosts domestic production of the restricted goods. It means, in short I will go, import quota means we can import only the commodity which is decided and fixed by the government, and when import falls down then automatically that commodity produced by our domestic firm, so it boost means encourage, so it boosts our domestic producer to produce that commodity. Now there are following type of import quota. First is tariff quota. Under tariff quota, it is a special type of duty. It is levied when we whenever we are import excess than decided and specified quantity. Tariff quota means if we will import under the specified quantity, that time the import may be with a less duty or it may be dutyless, and if we will import above the decided quantity, that time tariff quota used to come. Unilateral quota means when importer country without negotiating and informing to exporting country impose import quota is called unilateral quota. It means suppose there are two country A and B, and A is an importer and B is an exporter. So A country has imposed import quota without informing to B country, that is exporter country, that is called unilateral quota. Bilateral quota means when there is a mutual understanding, negotiation and decision making in an importer as well as exporting country regarding the import quota. Bilateral quota means the import quota decided by both exporter as well as importer country. Next is mixing quota. In mixing quota, sometimes government make mandatory for the producer that they have to use certain part of raw material of their domestic nation and certain part of raw material they can import from other nation. Then import licensing. Import licensing is also one type of method which used by government to prevent import. In import licensing, the government make mandatory for the importer to take a license and to take a permission from the government whenever they want to import more than limit which is decided by the government. So these types you can write in a short. Next is domestic subsidies. Okay, this is the second type of non-tariff barrier. Domestic subsidies. Domestic subsidies means the financial help which is given by government to domestic producer, and the reason behind is to decrease the cost of production and encourage for the more production. In domestic subsidies, government giving financial help to the producer so that their cost of production can be decreased and they can produce more and sell their commodity at less price in an international market and deal with international firm. Now, domestic subsidies can be get in a form of cash. It can be in a kind means like a government providing machineries, raw material, etc. It can be in a form of government can decrease rate of interest. It can be in a form of tax exemption, means the production can be tax free. So these are the some forms in which subsidies provided by government to firm. Whenever government providing subsidies to firm, that time the firm is getting financial help. It means that government encouraging firm to sell the commodity at lower price in international market and compete in an international trade. In short, the main reason behind domestic subsidies is that first to encourage firm, second because of this the prices of domestic goods and services remain low so that in international market he can sell commodities and services at low prices and compete easily with the international firm. Next is voluntary export restraint, that is called VERS. So voluntary export restraint, it is a like a bilateral agreement. It means there is an agreement between exporter as well as importer country. Example, suppose there are two country A that is exporter and country B that is importer. So country A and B, they both will take a negotiation and decision about the quotas, and we can say they both will get a decision that this much restriction we have to put on import. Now just I will clear this concept again. Suppose country B, that is importer country, it is a requesting to the exporter country that is A. Country B, importer country, requesting to the country A, that is exporter country, that you have to reduce the export of some specified goods so that your export will decrease and our import will also decrease, and this thing take place after the mutual decision making between exporter as well as importer country. In short, in a voluntary export restraint, the government of importer country requests to the government of exporter country that please reduce the exporter so that our import can be comes down. So here in voluntary export restraint there is a mutual relationship and mutual understanding and negotiation between exporter and importer, so it is also called bilateral agreement. Next is local content requirement. In this the government make mandatory means compulsory. So here government make mandatory for domestic producer that he has to use some part of raw material he can import from other country, but some part of raw material he has to use from domestic country only. Suppose there is a firm and he is producing goods and services. So under local content requirement, the government will make a mandatory for the person that some part of raw material he can import from other nation, but some percentage of raw material he has to use from his own nation. Next, this concept used to prevent import of foreign resources. Next is preferential government procurement policy. Okay, under this type of non-tariff barrier, the government of a country make mandatory for all department and ministries to purchase requirement only from the local producer and prevent import. See, this is a very simple concept. Here government of a country will make a compulsory for all department and for all minister that they have to purchase goods and services from the local market and they should not import from other nation. Next is administrative barrier. So okay, in administrative barrier, sometime government makes some rules, regulation and procedure in such a way that they automatically became barriers to import. Example, government can encourage people to buy only domestic goods. Government can encourage people to invest in only our own country. Example, our PM Modi, he has started the concept of make in India, invest in India. So here in administrative barriers, sometimes government make rules and regulation, so automatically they take a form of a barriers to import. Next is intellectual property right. Student, about this topic already I have made one video that is called TRIPS. So just watch it, you will get all ideas, but I will explain in short. Intellectual property laws, it is a introduced by, it is a one of the important agreement of WTO. Under intellectual property laws, whatever property you have of a goods, services, invention, discoveries, so on that particular thing you have a right. So intellectual property law include patent. The person when he make an invention, that time he get a patent. Copyright, when you will write any book, any drama, any music, that time you will get copyright, no one can copy it. Trademark, Google is an example of trademark. Then industrial design, Coca-Cola bottle is an industrial design. Geographical indication, the tea of Assam. So these are the some of the mark we can say, or some of the laws of intellectual property rights which also help to restrain and to prevent the import. Next is exchange control. This concept used to restrict import and correct balance of payment. Under exchange control, government impose some type of restriction on a movement of capital. It means that the people cannot easily outflow their capital which they have invested. Or in this case, government also make a control over the buying and selling of a foreign currency. Example, government can devalue the currency. Government can devalue the domestic currency against the foreign currency, so that automatically import will be costly and export will be cheaper. Next is product and testing standard. It is a commonly used by developed country to put restriction and to prevent import from the developing country. Product and testing standard, this concept used by developed nation to prevent import from developing nation. Okay, under this, what developed nation used to do? See, whenever developing country export their product to developed nation, that time developed nation have a very big criteria. On the basis of that only they will select the commodity. Example, packing should be proper, label should be proper, the quantity, quality should be good. If the goods and services are not according to in their criteria, so they will reject the product. So product and testing standard is also one way which can prevent import. So friends, I hope so you will like my video, and please listen this video again and again, so your doubts regarding the non-tariff barrier and its types will get clear. So if you like my video, please like it, share it and subscribe it. This is my YouTube channel, and you can also get all the videos by the name Neetu Sath Nimbak Economic Tutorial. And please friend, subscribe it on large scale. Thank you very much. Be safe, healthy and happy, and stay home. Good luck.